Okay guys, I'm going to get started to no one this morning, but that's okay because I'm uploading these to YouTube and I'm quite enjoying how much of a video library I have to provide for clients and everyone else that watches the replays. Okay, so we'll get started. So today's theme is welcoming imperfections. So the reason I chose this theme is because so many of us, like, we're brought up in this world of we're putting so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, but we are all imperfect and we are all unique because of that. And it's important to embrace and welcome our imperfections instead of telling ourselves that there's something bad about it and there's something wrong and there's something that we need to fix. So yes, if there's things that we need to change that are affecting our physical and our mental health, then it's good to become aware of those things and choose to make some positive changes. But it isn't good if we're just sitting there and just hammering ourselves with these thoughts and stories about why this isn't good enough or why we're not good enough. So yoga and meditation is a really good chance to take some time out with yourself and breathe, close your eyes, and just observe the things and thoughts that are going through your mind. And then sometimes it's good to just do a small little meditation like that and then note a few things down in a journal or something. So a few things that are coming up for you, a few thoughts that you kind of repeat over and over again in your head. Because sometimes we're so used to doing this and we're so addicted to doing this that we don't even realize how much it's impacting our lives and our mental and physical health. So a little story about me that I have shared in a few posts is that at the age of 30, I didn't even realize that I didn't love and accept myself. I kind of knew that there was things about me that I didn't accept, and and I couldn't look at myself in the mirror because I had pimples and it would make me upset and things like that. But I didn't fully realize that I didn't love and accept myself until someone said to me, so a dear friend that I met that helped me heal from many of my conditions, said to me, you need to go home today and you need to say in front of the mirror, I love and accept myself 10 times, and look yourself in the eye and say it. And I was really looking at her why? Why do I need to do that? And she's like, because you don't love and accept yourself. I can see it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I went home and that night I looked at myself in the mirror, and it was really hard because I had a lot of acne. And I looked at myself in my eyes and I said, I love and accept myself. And I started crying. And I said it again and I cried some more. And it was because I didn't love and accept myself. And it was that moment that I really realized I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of inner work to do to really shift that and change that. And it's not something that happens overnight. It's something that we have to keep coming back to. And yoga and meditation is part of that. And awareness, so becoming aware of the thoughts that you're saying, the things that you're telling other people about yourself, pointing out the imperfections about yourself to people when they haven't said it. So how many of us have said, oh, I've put on weight, or look at my skin, or look at my hair, or oh, these frumpy clothes, look at me. When the other person hasn't even pointed it out yet, you've just delved right in with your imperfections and just decided to just throw them out into the world. Yeah, I want to do a little bit more of a talk on this, but we'll get started with our yoga practice of welcoming in those imperfections and really just embracing us for who we are and listening more and becoming aware more of the thoughts that we're thinking at this present time. Okay, so we're just going to start in a cross-legged fold. G'day Curtis, thank you for logging on. You're my #1 customer today. Okay, so right foot in front of the left, and then all we're doing is folding forward, just walking the hands forward. You'll feel this stretch in the hips, and you're just going to sway from side to side, so really just giving your body what it wants today. So another reason we're swaying side to side in this pose is because sometimes we tend to push ourselves too much, even with yoga. Trying to stretch further, trying to be more flexible, trying to be stronger. And it's okay to, want to change things and improve things, but when we're constantly telling ourselves that we're not good enough and that we're imperfect, then it's really detrimental to our physical and mental health and our soul. And then switching what leg's in front, so popping the left leg in front and then leaning forward and just swaying from side to side. Feeling this begin to stretch in your hips. And then just coming up on the inhale, and we're just going to go into a shoulder stretch, so coming onto all fours. And we're going to start with the right arm, so we're going to pop the right arm through and then pop our face on the ground. Hopefully you can see this from there. So the right arm just goes like that. So the palms up towards the sky. And then we're going to lift, you can either stay here, keeping your hips square, or lift the left arm and pop it on your side. Palm facing away. Coming up to all fours again. Maybe I should have done this side first. Reaching the left arm through. Popping the left side of the face on the mat. Oh yeah, that looks better. You would have been able to see this one better. And then bringing the right hand back. So I'm facing the palm out when I bring the right hand back onto my hip, or you can sit it on top of your back. We're just opening the shoulder and the chest here. Taking a couple of breaths. And coming back up to all fours. Spreading the fingers out nice and wide, hands under the shoulders, and then pressing back into downward dog. Taking a couple of breaths in downward dog. I really like to breathe out the mouth when I first come into my downward dog, letting anything go that's not serving me. And then inhale, coming into plank. And just hanging out in plank for a second. You can either be on the feet or on the knees. Just listening to your body and respecting it for what it's asking for today. And then lowering into chaturanga, we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So coming up on the elbows, drawing the shoulder blades at the back, lifting the head up and closing the eyes and taking a few breaths here. really focusing on opening the shoulders and the chest, showing off our imperfections to the world. And then inhaling back up to plank and pressing back into downward dog. Walking the feet up to the front of the mat and just moving into a forward fold here. Letting the head hang heavy, taking a couple of breaths here in forward fold. And then walking the hands up the thighs, reaching up above the head, bringing the hands in towards the heart, closing the eyes, focusing in on the heart here. Making an intention to let go of the stories, let go of those thoughts, just for this practice. Letting go of the judgment that we put on ourselves. Just allowing yourself this time to really embrace you for who you are, and just going with the flow. So reaching up, inhale, join the hands at the top and into a forward fold. Exhaling here, inhale up to halfway and exhale back into plank, down into chaturanga. You can go into cobra, or if you're ready, upward dog, and then pressing back into downward dog. And then inhaling the right leg up in the air, bending the right knee, and just rolling the right foot here. So rolling the ankle, stretching the hip, feeling how good it feels to just get a really good stretch. On the next inhale, bringing the right foot up to where the right hand is, placing the left foot on the ground and coming up to warrior one. Then moving the arms into goalpost arms. So square 90 degrees and lifting the chest up, taking a couple of breaths here. Lifting our hearts and our chests up to the sky. On the next inhale, bringing the hands up above the head. And then we're going to go into warrior two. So walking the right foot across slightly so the heel and arch are in alignment. And then bringing the arms into warrior two, looking over the middle finger of the right hand, leaning into that right leg. We're going to inhale, drawing energy up, straightening the front leg. And exhale, going back into our strength. Inhale, inviting in new energy, new thoughts. And exhale, back into that strong person that we are. Inhale once again. And exhale. Inhale, and then exhale, cartwheeling the hands back into plank, chaturanga. Inhale up to upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Lifting the left leg up in the air, bending the left knee, rolling the foot around, rolling the ankle. On the next inhale, bringing the left foot up to where the left hand is, popping the right foot on the ground, coming up into warrior one, leaning into that left leg, activating the back leg, and then moving the arms into goalpost arms, leaning into that left leg. If you're comfy here, stay here, otherwise drawing the chest up, opening the heart, taking a couple of breaths here. This pose can be quite difficult if we find that we like to close ourselves off from the world and to people, thinking that we're not good enough. And joining the hands at the top, bringing the left foot across slightly and coming into Warrior Two, checking for heel and arch alignment, and then looking over the middle finger of the left hand. Inhale draws you up, straightening the front leg, and exhale back into Warrior Two. Inhale, drawing up, and exhale. And inhale here, and exhaling the hands back into plank and lowering into chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale back to downward dog. Walking up to the front of the mat, hanging out in forward fold, taking a few deep breaths here. Walking the hands up the thighs and coming up to stand. And then popping the right leg out so you're in a nice wide stand. And we're going to do a forward fold in the wide stand. So coming down, popping the hands on the ground if you can reach, and letting the head hang. Taking a few breaths here. On the next inhale, popping the hands on the hips, coming up. Keeping the feet wide, but turning the heels in. So we got like a nice sumo squat. Coming into goddess pose. And then placing the hands on the top of the thighs. Inhale here, and then exhale, dropping the right shoulder. And inhale up. Exhale, left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up, exhale, inhale up, and then straightening the legs, coming into forward fold again. And on the next inhale, placing the hands on the hips, coming up to stand. We're going to do one more of goddess pose. It's a very strong pose. So coming into that sumo squat. Placing the hands on top of the thighs. Inhale here. And exhale, dropping the right shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up, exhale, and coming all the way up, moving down to the mat to finish. So just getting down however you're comfortable. I like to go down in a little squat, and then we're going to do just a spinal twist to finish. So bringing the right knee into the chest, and then twisting over to the left side, looking over at the right hand. Rolling up to the middle, switching sides, so lengthening out the right leg, drawing the left knee into the chest, and rolling over to the right side, looking over the left hand. Just going with whatever's comfy for you. giving yourself 1 more minute, so just 1 minute in Shavasana. Spreading the legs out, the arms out wide, palms up to the sky. Just allowing yourself to have 1 more minute of rest time. Just rolling over to one side, and then when you're ready, coming up to a seat. So we can close this practice. So bringing the hands up to the heart. And just popping a little smile on your dial. Thanking yourself for taking the time to welcome in your imperfections today. Namaste. Thank you for practicing, if you practiced with me today. And if you are having some issues with body image and negative thoughts and feeling not good enough, then give me a message and let's have a chat. Because I have been there and come out the other side, and it feels a lot better. Have a good day. Oh, thanks, Carly. I can't wait either. It's going to be great.